Hello. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Bria and I love everything books. I am so excited for today's video. It's starting to get fall-ish, so it's the perfect time to reread one of the best series of all time probably, and that is Harry Potter. This series is absolutely massive. I've been wanting to reread these literally for so many years. I read them for the first time and only time, I think it was in like middle school, and I read the first one from the library, which is the shortest one, and I got the rest on Kindle, so I did not know how big they actually were because I read them on Kindle. I honestly thought they were all about this size, and genuinely, I think I read this whole series in a week. Like, I just blew through it. It was so good. And that's the only time I've ever read them. Obviously, I've seen the movies a whole bunch of times, but I have not reread them since literally middle school. And so I found this whole set earlier this year when I went to that giant book sale. And I saw them and I was like, I have to get them. Like, I need to read this again. And I've been waiting until the weather was nice and it was like fall time and cozy. But I live in Arizona, so it's currently like a high of like, let's see, it's a high of 88 today. And it's been like that all week, and it's gonna continue to be like that for literally so long. I just want it to be cozy so I can read Harry Potter, but we're starting it this week because it's literally, what day is it? It's October 30th, so we're starting now. If I were to guess, I would say this is gonna take me, I want to say 2 weeks, but that means I finish each book in the span of 2 days, and see, like, that might be possible for this, but like that one, or like pretty much all of this, those are huge, so I don't know how long it's gonna take me. Probably a while, but also these books are so bingeable from what I remember, so we shall see. But I'm so excited to get back into this world. I know there's so much in here that is not in the movies because, like, obviously how are you gonna fit all of this into movies? And then also the new show is coming out. I don't really even know when, but they're filming for that, and so like, I gotta read the books first before I see the show. But yeah, I'm so excited. Let's dive into the first one, the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, apparently, if you're like in England or other parts of the world. But yeah, book one. It has been way too long since I last updated you. In fact, I don't think I've spoken since I started this video, so time to fix that. I'm getting really far through the first book, and it is taking me way longer than expected. I've just been so busy. I got to chapter 15, which is page 242, so getting pretty far through it, and it's so good. It's pretty much just exactly as I remembered it. It's super nostalgic, definitely more of like YA, especially like the first few books. I remember that from last time, the only time I ever read the series, but like the first few books are very like YA, and then as it goes on it gets like much more intense. But it's just been so much fun. It's so cozy. It's still like 85 degrees outside, but we're pretending. It's kind of fun too because I have like these extra books, and so far it's mentioned 2 of them. They're like textbooks that Harry and his friends would have had, so I have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and Quidditch Through the Ages, and so both of these have been mentioned so far, and I'll probably just read them after I'm done with the whole series. And then I also have Tales of Beetle the Bard, which I'm pretty sure this is not mentioned until 7th book or book 6, one of those 2. Also, there's been so many quotes that are like in the movies because like I've seen the movies way more than I have read the books, and I just can't help from just them playing in my head. Like, how many are there? What else is there? I don't know, that's the only specific one that I can think of, but there's been a few lines where like immediately I just see the movie in my head. I feel like so far it's been like pretty much exactly to the movie as I remember it, which makes sense because this is like the shortest one versus like the other books. I remember there being other plots that weren't in the movie necessarily, but so far there hasn't really been anything new in this one. But yeah, I have maybe like 50-60 pages left, so not very much left. So I think I'm gonna try to finish this tonight, and then it's gonna take me a while to get through this whole series. We shall see. It's like the end of the semester, or nearing the end of the semester, so school's been wild. But it's been fun getting to curl up with a fun, classic, nostalgic book and pretend that it's fall outside, even though it's not. I will see you when the book is finished. And with that, I finished Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This was such a fun read, even though it took me like probably a week to read. That's completely my fault. But this was so much fun. Literally, like I was saying, exactly how I remembered it. Obviously 5 stars. I mean, what else can you ask for? And now it's time to start the second book, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I just love these covers so much. They're just so like fall coated and just cozy and literally so cute. It's Fox. That's really cute. This is another pretty short one, probably around 300 pages. 341, so a little bit longer than the first one. I'm excited for another just like cozy read. Yeah, let's get into it. It has been way too long since I've last updated you. I love how I think I said that I was going to finish this whole series in like 2 weeks. I think it's been over 2 weeks and I just barely finished the second book. So, yeah. Well, I decided the Dutch because their holiday stuff is out and it's so good. It's low-key forgetting the name. It was like a blended mocha freeze, but like the candy cane version. So it's like a blended coffee drink with mocha and candy cane, and it's so good. I mean, it's more like a milkshake than it is coffee, but it's really good. Literally so good. Anyways, onto the book updates. I finished Chamber of Secrets. 5-star, obviously. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's just it's a good book. Again, I feel like all the stuff that is happening in these books is like really, really similar to the movies because the first few books are so short, but like as we get onto the later books, I know for sure there's like plot lines and stuff that are in the books that aren't in the movies. But so far it's just been pretty much just what's in the movies, at least from what I can remember because I haven't seen the movies in like a year. But so fun, so nostalgic, and Today is the first day where it's actually getting remotely cold, hence why I get to wear a sweater today. It's going to be a high of like, I think 70, like 71, 72, which I know that is not cold, but it's getting there. It's getting there. And it's like cloudy and it's like rainy this week and it's supposed to get to highs of like 60. I'm very excited. See, this is the weather I wanted to be reading Harry Potter, not like 85 like it's been for the past like literally forever. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And then I started the third book, which is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Slowly getting bigger. I think this is probably like 400 pages. Yeah, just over 400 pages. I finished the first 4 chapters. So, plugging through. I've just been like so bombarded with school and I just have not had any time to read. I actually was gonna do homework, but I forgot my laptop at home, so that's unfortunate. I do have 2 homework assignments due tonight, and one I can for sure finish today. I only have a few things left, and then the other one is an essay that I have not started. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, so that one's for sure gonna be turned in late, unfortunately. But I've turned in everything else this semester in on time, so we can turn in one thing late. I'm gonna read for like, I don't know, maybe half an hour, and then I need to go and finish my homework. As much as I want to just sit here and crank out Prisoner of Azkaban, I have other duties that I have to do. So let's like read a chapter or 2, and then I'll have to go. But next week is Thanksgiving break, so I should have plenty of time, and I should have finished like at least 2 more of these books. We shall see. But let's get to reading. It is literally the most perfect cozy weather to be reading Harry Potter. It's literally gorgeous outside, or at least I think so. I think rainy weather is like perfection. I was literally reading whatever chapter I'm on. I actually don't know. I literally stopped in the middle of a chapter. What am I doing? I'm on chapter 9. They're playing Quidditch in like this really stormy weather, and I was like, that sounds so cozy. And then I look outside and it's literally pouring. Literally the most perfect weather. And so I stopped in the middle of my chapter, and me and a bunch of friends went and played in the rain. So that was so much fun. Literally the perfect vibe. This is what I've been waiting for. It's like 50 degrees outside. I love winter so much. And in Arizona, it takes so long for it to get cold here. But we're here now, and I'm gonna make the most of it. Honestly, not making much progress. This is taking me way longer than I thought it would. I'm not even halfway yet through this book, unfortunately. I'm gonna start like setting goals for myself though. I'm going to try to finish this before I leave for Thanksgiving break. And then I think I'm gonna bring book 4 and book 5 and try to finish that over Thanksgiving break, which is a little bit over a week. Which, low-key is a lofty goal considering, oh, I actually don't think I can grab these with one hand. These things are literally massive. On second thought, I don't know if I can finish this in a week. But then again, I want to have homework, so maybe. We'll get to that when we get to that though. My goal is just to finish this guy. Let's finish Prisoner of Azkaban. I finished Prisoner of Azkaban. It took me literally so long to get through this book, and it's only like 300 pages. I really thought I would have so much time to read over Thanksgiving break. I did not. I had literally so much homework. But I finished it before Thanksgiving. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I actually started Goblet of Fire, which is, I think, the biggest book in the whole series. I could be wrong, but it's for sure one of the biggest. And I think I got past 200 pages. Yeah, page 208. It's crazy because, like, we just got to Hogwarts and it's been 200 pages already, which is crazy. This book is, like, over 700 pages, so it is long. But, like, for the next few days, I should have a little bit more time and should be able to read a good chunk each day. Yeah, so I read a bunch yesterday. Oh, yeah, and then Prisoner of Azkaban, obviously 5 stars. I mean, this whole series is a 5-star series. Now we're getting into things in the plot that aren't really in the movie. Like, obviously there's minor differences, but, like, we met Winky in this book, if you know, you know. And then I think this is also the book where Spew is founded. Also, if you know, you know. I can't believe that I thought that I was going to finish Goblet of Fire and the next one. What is the next one, actually? I should know what order these books come in, and I still don't. Of course, it doesn't have it on here. I don't know, whatever the next book is. I thought I would finish Goblet of Fire and the next book this week. Do you see the size of this? It's going to take literally so long. And it's still, like, so hot here. It's literally 74 degrees right now. This is supposed to be a cozy vlog where it's, like, cold outside. Not happening. We're getting there, though. We're getting there, hopefully. And besides, now it's like officially Christmas time, it's day after Thanksgiving. I mean, I always like to celebrate a little bit early. I already have my tree up back at college. My goal is to finish this whole series by the end of the semester. So I have the rest of this week, and then I have 2 weeks back at school. So 2.5 weeks to finish 4 books. I feel like that's doable. And besides, I had other video ideas for this year, and I don't think I'm going to get to them because this is taking me so long. I mean, I do have finals and stuff, so makes sense why I haven't been able to get around to these, but I want to. They're so good. Literally, it was so fun last night when I just, like, sat and binge read 200 pages. Like, look how much that is. Literally so many pages, but it's getting good. I feel like this is the book in the story where it starts, like, ramping up. Like, obviously stuff happens in the first 3 books, but I feel like book 1 is really just, like, establishing the whole world, and then book 2 and 3 is, like, establishing more characters and, yeah, getting used to the world of Hogwarts and wizardry. But now, Goblet of Fire is gonna be good. Literally anytime I think of the Goblet of Fire, all I can think of is, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Quietly. Dumbledore said quietly. Is it quietly? Dumbledore said softly. I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part yet. That part is iconic. Also, rereading these books is getting me so excited for the new series that's coming out. I mean, it's gonna be literally forever till it's out, and that's just season 1. But they confirmed they're doing season 2, so they should be doing the whole thing. And I have high hopes. I've seen a lot of, like, pictures of set and stuff like that, and it looks really, really book accurate. Not that, like, the movies weren't. The movies did, like, an incredible job, but fingers crossed. Anyways, let's stop yapping and get to reading Goblet of Fire. Welcome back to GCU. It is officially December and Thanksgiving break is over. Did I finish both books that I brought? No, but I did get pretty far. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. But it's finally December. It's now, like, officially, like, fully into the Christmas season. I did these nails today. I'm, like, feeling literally so festive now. It's still, like, 70 degrees, but it's getting there, promise. But a little update on where I am actually in Harry Potter. I'm still on Goblet of Fire. This book is so long. And it's actually not the longest book. I checked. This one is like 730 pages. Yeah, 734. The Order of the Phoenix, which is the next book, is over 800. Why are they so big? But so far, out of the ones I have read, so the first 4, this one is my favorite. Which I kind of figured was coming just because of the freaking size of it. Like, the first 3 are fairly short, especially, like, after seeing the movies. I kind of knew everything that was happening, and, like, obviously everything's spoiled because I know what happens, but there's so much more in here that is, like, not in the movies, and it's just, like, fully fleshed out. Like, I know I've already mentioned like Hermione and Spew. We meet Winky, and those are, like, the big ones that I've noticed that, like, aren't in the movie, but then also there's just so much, like, dialogue and stuff in here that you don't get to see in the movie franchise, but obviously it's gonna be in the book. Yeah, it's been really good so far. Honestly, I kind of miss reading it for the first time because obviously I know literally everything that's gonna happen in here, so there's, like, no surprise. So the entire time I'm like, I know exactly what's happening and I just want the characters to figure it out, but it's fine. I just, like, reading this for the first time would be literally crazy. Like, I wish I remembered, like, my reactions to it, but that was literally, like, in middle school, which feels like it was only a few years ago, but my first year of middle school was 10 years ago. I feel so old. What the heck? And I don't remember exactly when I read this, but it was probably around then, which is wild. Literally crazy. But it's getting so good. Let me see, I forgot where I left off. Finished chapter 28. That was the last thing I read. We finished the first 2 of the 3 trials, events, whatever they're called. The first, like, 2 tasks of the Triwizard Tournament. And it's getting good. I'm literally so scared for the last task because I know what's gonna happen and it's not gonna be fun whatsoever to read that. But here we are. Trying not to spoil anything, but I mean, I'm sure everyone's really familiar with this story. Also, I realized I completely misquoted the book. I think I said Dumbledore said quietly, it's calmly. I should have known that. That's like the most famous quote in this book ever. But that scene's really funny. When I read that, I was literally just laughing. Yeah, I don't know how many pages I've left. I have less than 200. I think it's like 170 left. So I think I can finish this tonight. And I need to finish this tonight because my goal is to finish okay, that's not gonna happen. Guys, I'm running out of time. I only have a month left in the year and I want to finish this series and another series. So my goal is to finish by the end of the semester, which is, so I have like this week and next week to finish. Well, this will finish tonight, but in the next 2 weeks, I need to finish the next 3 books, which are massive. And then also I was going to try to read all of these guys, which is much shorter. But this is taking me literally so long. I really underestimated how much homework I would have over Thanksgiving break and just in general. We shall see how this goes. I need to like plan this out and like have a goal for each book. It's also not a big deal. I can go into the new year if I need to. I don't really want to, but it's fine. I'd rather enjoy the book than like rush through it. But also like I've really been enjoying it. Like literally I read almost 600 pages out of this book in like, I don't know, 2-3 days. I need to log in. I have literally nothing else today. So for sure finishing this, and then I'll probably just start Order of the Phoenix because I need to. Anyways, enough yapping. Let's finish this book. I just have one thing to say. I freaking hate Dolores Umbridge. Oh my gosh, honestly, I think I hate her more than I do Voldemort, which is saying something. She just bugs me so much, and she literally just got introduced like a chapter ago, and anyways, I am on page 250 exactly. I'm plowing through this book, getting pretty far. If I read just under 300 pages a day, I will finish this in 3 days, which is my goal. I read like 120 pages yesterday, so I read another 120 pages today. I technically only need to get to page 300 today because yesterday I finished The Goblet of Fire. So I actually read like 300 pages yesterday, including the 100 from this book. Literally so many pages. But we're getting there. Should have this done within, not tomorrow, but the day after. We'll see. But oh my gosh, I freaking hate Dolores Umbridge so much. I always like get the years mixed up, and I genuinely thought she didn't come until the 6th book, but she's here. And I despise her. Oh my gosh. She hasn't even done anything like horrible yet. Harry just got detention. He hasn't even gone to it yet. So not ready for that scene. Yeah, this story is ramping up. I'm so invested in it now. Actually, did I talk about Goblet of Fire? I don't think I did. Goblet of Fire. So far, this one has been my favorite book. I think I might have said that already. But I feel like this is where the books kind of become one story versus like before they were kind of just each their individual story. And obviously Voldemort is involved in all of the books, but I feel like this is where it gets crazy. Oh my gosh. The last scene in this book, or I guess it's not the last scene, but the third part of the Triwizard Tournament. What? Obviously I knew everything that was gonna happen, but still. It's crazy. You know what I'm talking about if you've read it or watched the movie, but no spoilers here. Yeah, I feel like the end of this book is really when the series kind of picks up. But obviously, 5 stars. Literally incredible. Now we're on Order of the Phoenix. It's been really, really good so far. It's been literally flying by. I mean, I read 250 pages in, literally so far. This book is literally massive. I think it's like 750 pages. Crazy. No, what am I saying? It's 870 pages. Basically 900 pages, which is where 300 pages a day came from. Math. I just had to like stop reading for a second and rant about freaking Dolores Umbridge because she sucks and I hate her and I'm fine. This is a fictional world. Why am I getting worked up? Why is the Ministry so stupid? Like, they could have ended the book in this. Everything could have been fixed in this book if Cornelius Fudge wasn't a coward. It's also not how stories work. You need somebody to be ignorant. Enough ranting about Dolores Umbridge. I need to finish this thing. And with that, I finished the biggest Harry Potter book, 870 freaking pages. What? I cranked this book out, bro. I think I started this Monday night, which is when I finished the book before this, and then I read like 300 pages a day. Crazy. I think I read 350 pages one day, and then like 300 the other, and then I just had like barely 100 pages left today to finish. I was gonna stay up last night and binge it, but I had a final this morning, so I wasn't about to do that to myself. But it went well, and I'm glad I didn't stay up late. But I finished. This book is crazy. Low-key, it's making me want to rewatch the movies because, like, not all of this is in the movies at all. It's like they fit everything that they need to in the movies, but it's like out of order and stuff, and like not quite exactly like what it is in the books. It's been forever since I watched the movies, but I'm pretty sure in the movies Fred and George set off the fireworks in the middle of an exam and then they fly off on their broomsticks, versus in here there's like a bunch of different separate times they do things, so they kind of just compiled all of the events into one, which makes sense because like you have 870 pages here versus like 2 hours of a movie. But so good. Obviously 5 stars. Literally so much in here. What do I even start with? How about freaking Umbridge? I hate her so much. Literally, I can't even. She bugs me so much. She has like this really weird laugh that she does where it's like she's clearing her throat. And it's like, I don't even know how to, it's spelled as like hem in the book, like I don't know, like she's clearing her throat or something, and every single time those freaking words appeared on the page I would like physically cringe and just I hate her so much. It takes a lot for me to like hate a character, even like villains, you know, like have good backstories and you're like, oh, I can feel empathy for them. Umbridge, not even close. No. Why do you hate children so much? And if you hate children so much, why are you working in a literal school? I despise her. Okay, moving on. Ooh, one thing that's in the book that's not in the movie is the whole like subplot with Percy Weasley, which like you can kind of see it in the movie, I think, but they never like straight up tell you. But man, Percy bugged me. Again, not gonna spoil anything, but if you know, you know. It had the letter that Percy sent to Ron in here. What are you thinking, Percy? Like, oh my gosh, that bugged me. What else? I feel like there's so many things that happened in this book. I'm like trying to remember over like the nearly 900 pages. Oh yeah, Ginny. I feel like in the movies, Ginny has literally no personality. She just kind of like appears in the last few movies. But in here, she's pretty awesome. I feel like there's something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah. I feel like this is kind of more of a popular opinion now, or at least I've seen more people talk about it kind of more recently, but Dumbledore's kind of awful, which I remember loving Dumbledore the first time I read the series, and like he still is really cool. Like obviously you need Dumbledore and he's like a great character. He just like kept so much stuff from Harry, and I'm not gonna tell you what. I don't want to say too much like without spoiling it, but he withholds so much, and he's like kind of made Harry like a lamb to the slaughter. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, but he's kind of not the greatest. And then same with Snape. If you know, you know, like his whole character arc. But like even with all like the good things that like he does, he is just plain awful to like literally every single student except for the Slytherins, and then particularly Harry. Literally, why do so many characters have grudges from like literally like 20 years before? Just get over it, it's fine. But yeah, story's definitely ramping up like crazy. The next 2 books are gonna be wild. Obviously, I know pretty much everything's gonna happen in the next 2, but it has been like 10 years since I've read them, so, which is also crazy. What do you mean? And honestly, after cranking out this book in like, I don't know, 3 to 4 days, I'm feeling pretty confident that we can finish this whole series right in time for winter break. And of course, next up is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It feels nice to be holding a smaller book for once. Last 2 were literally crazy. This one's, let's go. It's only 652 pages, which like that's still like the size of 2 normal size books, so, but I've been consistently reading 300 pages a day, which is wild, so I can get this done in 2 days. And technically today was like the end of the day for Order of the Phoenix, so if I read more today, who knows, I can finish this tomorrow. Don't hold me to that though, I still have quite a bit of stuff to do today, but we'll for sure start. I think I've said this before, but like I just love these covers so much. I don't know, there's something like nostalgic about them and just like soft and cozy, even though there's literally the death mark. But what is that called? Dark mark. That's the dark mark. Even though there's literally the dark mark on the back of it, it just feels so cozy. Excited to start the next one. Plugging along. I just still think it's crazy that it's taking me over a month to get to this point. It took me like weeks to get through like these short ones and then like days to get through these. We gotta finish. There's still so much left. But if I hit the end of the Harry Potter series, I will have read the same amount of books that I did last year. And then there's still time to read a few more. So I will be not beating my reading goal for sure, because my reading goal is 100 books and I think this is book like 71 or 72 or something like that. So not happening. But I will be beating last year's like record. That counts for something. But anyways, enough yapping and let's start Half-Blood Prince. Book number 6, complete. Somehow I actually did manage to finish this in like 2 days. Crazy. I mean, I did read, I think like 100 pages, whatever day that was. And then I only read like 200 pages yesterday. And then I read like 400 today. So, is it a good book or is it a good book? Obviously 5 stars. I mean, this whole series is a 5-star series. Also, I'm like channeling the green today, completely on accident. This book is crazy. Oh my gosh. The ending, I totally forgot the way that this book ends. Not that I forgot the events, I just forgot that the events happened in this book. I thought they happened in the next one. Whoa. No spoilers, of course, but yeah, those last few chapters, wild. Also, Ginny in this book, oh my gosh, she actually has a personality and she's like a real person versus like in the movies, she's in like one scene and it makes no sense. But in here, oh my gosh, she was so cute. Not naming names, but there are a few couples in this book that I was like, had me kicking my feet and giggling. Oh yeah, and somebody left their boarding pass in the book. Makes a nice bookmark. It's always fun finding like random stuff in thrifted books. There's just like random bookmarks that people use. I found like pictures in books before. It's the first time I've seen a boarding pass. Kind of funny. But yeah, literally so good. Cranked out in like 2 days, which is crazy. Literally so good. I'm so determined to finish the series before winter break, and I think I'm gonna manage it. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, book 7. Can't believe this is the last one. I love these covers so much. Let's see how many pages this is, shall we? I'm guessing it's gonna be like, I don't know, 700 something. I would say don't spoil it, but I've read it already, so yeah, 759 pages. It's a good amount. I'm very excited to wrap up this series. Obviously, I know everything that happens in here, but also just like reading it is so much better. There's so much more that happens in the books than the movies, which they did like an incredible job. But like, there's so much more little details that happen in here. It'd be so good. And this is like the finale, and so this book is about to be wild. I can probably finish it in like 3 days, maybe. And because I finished the Half-Blood Prince so early today, I'm like, do I start it today? I don't know. I've been like really lucky with finals this year. I literally don't have like anything left. That's not true. I have a few little things left, but like I've had so much time to just like sit and read, which has been so much fun because the past few weeks before finals were like nuts. So it's fun to get back into just reading. But yeah, first 6 books done. Crazy. Let's start Deathly Hallows. And that's the end of the Harry Potter series. Man, this book. I did shed tears. The last few chapters of this are absolutely crazy. The Battle of Hogwarts is actually awful to read. We lose so many people, and I cried over a few of them, and yeah, this book is not happy at all. Although the epilogue is so cute. I love the epilogue so much. I'm so happy that we get an epilogue in this book. Otherwise, it would have just like ended kind of weirdly. I want to like have a book that's like the epilogue, but just like an entire book, because I want to know what happens after everything. But oh man, it's so good. Obviously 5 stars. Definitely one of my favorites. Although there's so much packed into here, it makes sense why this isn't 2 movies, because there's literally so much in here. And it's like so fast paced, and honestly there's still stuff I'm like, how in the world did they figure that out? Because I would have not been able to figure that out in the moment. But crazy ending to the series. Absolutely love it. Also low-key hate it because it's awful, but that means it's a good book. There are so many like unnecessary deaths. Just obviously you can't just have every single person survive, but I want every single person to survive. What do you mean we have to lose people? So sad. But yeah, that's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Literally so good. And technically this is the end of the series, but there are a few extra little books that I am going to read, because why not? I've actually not read any of the next books that I'm going to talk about, so this will be the first time. But this is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Technically, this is considered canon. It says the 8th story, 19 years later, which I think the epilogue was 19 years later, so I think it is basically the epilogue. I was literally just saying I want a book to go in that. Okay, actually, yeah, it is. It's the epilogue that was just in Deathly Hallows expanded into a story. However, it's actually like a screenplay. So it's like not really a book, it's literally just like the screenplay, which I feel like this would be so fun to see on Broadway, especially now that Tom Felton is actually playing Draco Malfoy in the Broadway production, which is crazy. And I've never read this. I've heard a lot of mixed feelings about it, because technically it's canon, but supposedly it breaks like a lot of the stuff that's like set up in the actual books, because it wasn't written by J.K. Rowling. It was written by these other people, John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, but then was like approved by J.K. Rowling. So I'm not really sure what to expect of this. I don't really have high expectations. It's definitely way shorter, and because it's a screenplay, like the words are literally so far spaced, and I feel like I could read this really quickly. Pretty much all I know is this follows, I believe, the sons of Harry and Draco, which I know Draco's son is Scorpius, and then it follows Albus, which is Harry's second child, and that's kind of all I know about it, but should be interesting. Well, it is the next day, and I finished. Actually, I finished this last night. I literally sat down and read this in one sitting. Crazy. To be fair, it is a lot shorter, and I've been consistently reading like 300-400 pages a day, so it makes sense that I'd be able to finish this in one sitting. And also, like I was saying, like the words are literally so spaced out that like I'm pretty much able to read that like so quick versus like a normal book. However, I was sorely disappointed by this. I tried to go in with kind of just no expectations, because I've heard a lot of people not like this story, and I see why. I was like audibly raging at this book while I was reading it, which I think is part of the reason I read it in one sitting, because I was just like, what the freak is happening? I was like, I need to know how this ends. Like, what in the world is this plot? Like, it was bad. It was bad. I am giving this 2 stars. Yeah. I'm so disappointed. I really wanted to like it. It follows the characters 20 years later, like after the whole story, and it's exactly what I wanted, but just executed so poorly. I wanted it to be good so badly, and it just wasn't. I feel like the writing, okay, first of all, it is a script, so like it doesn't read like a book. Like it's literally just dialogue and then like some direction for like the stage play. So it's really like clunky. It doesn't flow well because it's just dialogue, so like fair, because it's a screenplay, not a book. But I feel like the writing was just not good. I personally just did not like it. I feel like it would be different if you saw it as like a play. I feel like the dialogue would work much better, because there's obviously people like acting it out, and there's the sets and everything kind of all together. But just like dialogue by itself was like kind of cringy. Let me see if I can find like an example. Like this one line in one of the very first scenes. I mean, it's not awful, but it's just like not good writing. It's Albus Potter speaking, and he says, "Slytherin is the house of the snake, of dark magic. It's not a house of brave wizards." Like, that's just the most obvious sentence ever, and I feel like it's not, I don't know, that's not a great example. I feel like there's just like awkward conversations. Like when Albus and Scorpius meet for the first time, I'll just read like the first few lines of dialogue. So it goes, Albus, hi, is this compartment? Scorpius, it's free, it's just me. Albus, great, so we might just come in for a bit if that's okay. Scorpius, that's okay, hi. Albus, Al, my name is Albus. Scorpius, hi Scorpius, I'm Scorpius, you're Albus, I'm Scorpius. It's just like so basic and bland. Like, I feel like none of the dialogue was like fun or interesting. It was just like they're saying exactly what's happening and it just wasn't creative. I don't even know. And then I feel like they kind of ruined the characters from the original series. Like, the way that they portray Harry Potter is awful. And like, they gave him like a character arc and he gets better at the end, but like, what? I don't want to spoil it, but like if you've read it, like the thing with the Marauders map, that's crazy. And then I think the worst part was, and I've heard this before, and so I was kind of curious to see how it would play out, but they completely disregard the rules of time travel. So in Prisoner of Azkaban, there's a whole time travel plot in this, and it like sets the rules of time travel, but then in The Cursed Child, they completely break all of the rules. It's so weird. But basically, the way that time travel works in the established series is that you can't go back and change time. So, without spoilers, basically when you're experiencing time, you already see the effects of time travel, and then when you time travel, you're not changing that, it already happened. You can't just go back and change time. The timeline stays the same. If you've read Prisoner of Azkaban, you know what I mean with the whole Patronus thing. But in The Cursed Child, they use the same method of time travel and it changes literally everything. Like, there are multiple different realities that happen and it makes no sense, and then they go back and like unchange it. It was really weird. And then there's a character, Delphi, in here. What? Crazy. I did not see that coming. It did not make any sense whatsoever, and I'm so disappointed in it. It was really sad. It had so much potential and it just did not live up to it. Now, if I'd gone and seen the Broadway show, I feel like that would have been fun, but that still doesn't fix any of the plot holes, or just, yeah, it was not good. It really feels like fan fiction, which like it kind of is, because like, again, it wasn't written by J.K. Rowling, it was written by these other people, and then J.K. Rowling like approved it or whatever. But yeah, it's a no from me. Technically it's canon, but no, it's not. It breaks so many things. I had high hopes, but no. So sad. But yeah, 2 stars. I mean, if you like Harry Potter, sure, read it. It's kind of just like a fun... Actually, it wasn't even fun. I was raging at this book literally all last night. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I could literally gap about how frustrated this book made me for literally so long. But it's over. Yeah, okay, moving on. Alright, and then last but not least, we have these 3 guys. I am excited to read these. Again, just like Cursed Child, I've never read these, but these are by J.K. Rowling, so I feel like they're gonna be so much better. So, let's pull them out. These 2 go together. This is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then Quidditch Through the Ages. Both of these are textbooks that like Harry and his friends all would have like read as part of their class material. And then this one is Tales of Beedle the Bard, which is like a collection of short stories that like wizards grew up with. So think like Aesop's Fables, but for wizards. And these are literally so short, so I'm hoping to get them done by today, which would be crazy, 3 books in one day. But also like, they're tiny. These should be fun. And with that, I finished all 3. Those were honestly like super quick reads, and maybe took me like, I don't know, hour and a half to get through all of these. Literally so quick. But these were really good. First, I read Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and this is pretty much just like an encyclopedia of all of like the magical creatures within the world of Harry Potter. I knew like, I don't know, a third or half of them, and then a lot of them like I've never heard of, or they're just like mentioned in the books, especially like with potion ingredients like the feather of a whatever, I don't even know, but it was fun. Gave it 4 stars. Pretty solid book. Then I read Quidditch Through the Ages, and this one was really fun. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the history of how Quidditch came to be, and it was pretty fun. It really does like feel like you're reading a textbook of the history of Quidditch. So yeah, another fun little read. Again, 4 stars. None of these are like 5-star level, but they're still like pretty good. And then last but not least, Tales of Beetle the Bard. This one was fun. It has, I think, like 4 or 5 different short stories, one of them obviously being the tale of the 3 brothers, and those are all pretty fun. And then it has annotations from Dumbledore, which is kind of funny. He kind of writes out like the moral of the story at the end. But yeah, this one is good too. Another 4 stars. And that is the entire Harry Potter series. Crazy. It's literally, what is that? 11 books. But this was so much fun. I literally hadn't read the Harry Potter series in like probably a decade, which is crazy. Obviously, all of those were 5 stars, and then these were 2 stars, unfortunately, and then all 4 stars. But yeah, this was so much fun. I loved getting to just dive back into the world of Harry Potter. It's literally so good. If you haven't read it before, what are you doing? Go do that. Why are you watching this if you haven't read Harry Potter? But yeah, that's the end of another video. Thanks so much for watching. This was so much fun to reread Harry Potter. Like I said, it's literally been way too long. Now I really want to go and watch all the movies, so I might go do that. Also, I hit my goal of finishing before winter break. I literally leave for winter break tonight, so we made it, guys. And my reading goal is looking so much better. I was like 20 something books behind, and I think now I'm like 15 books behind, which there's still no way I'm gonna hit it. But also I read 11 books in literally so short. Well, okay, the first few took me a while, but I think I read Here and On in like 10 days, which is wild. But yeah, this is so much fun. I literally love Harry Potter. One of the most nostalgic series literally ever. See you in the next one.